students, welcome back. Today we are going to start with a new grammar topic, and the name of the topic is reported speech. Now let us first understand the purpose behind learning this topic. The reason behind learning this topic is, as we go to the higher classes, or as we write more, we speak more, that is we interact more, we need to use reported speech in our spoken and written language, and hence reported speech plays a very important role in our spoken and written language. But before we proceed to reported speech, students, please make a note that you should be thorough with your tenses and your verbs. Okay, so today we begin with the topic reported speech. Now, what is reported speech? Reported speech is also known as narration, and it is also called as indirect speech. Whatever we see, or whatever we hear, or whatever we speak with someone else, when we or the person narrates it to someone else, it becomes a reported speech, it becomes a narration, or indirect speech. Very simple. The topic is really very interesting. We will proceed. What is speech? Well, whatever we speak is a speech. Here it is defined as a dialogue between two persons. Let us see the example. Teacher said, comma, inverted comma open, give your books for correction, full stop, inverted comma close. Teacher asked the students to give their books for correction. What do we observe in the above example? The words are spoken by the speaker are written in inverted commas, and hence the sentence is written in direct speech. But when the above sentence is narrated or reported to some other person, it is in indirect speech, and hence while writing the sentence in indirect speech, the commas, the inverted commas are removed, and we follow the rules of narration, which shall be explained one by one in this particular video. Let us look at some of the examples, so that once you see those examples, you will start understanding the topic better. The first example, he said, comma, inverted comma open, I am reading a book, full stop, inverted comma close. He said that he was reading a book. The first sentence is in direct speech, and the words spoken by the speaker are written in inverted commas. And if you observe, when the sentence written begins with a capital letter, that is I, ends with a full stop. So you should be thorough with your sentences as well. Now when it is narrated, or when it is reported, when it is spoken in indirect speech or written in indirect speech, what do we observe? We observe that the comma is replaced by the conjunction that, and am reading, which is a verb which is in present continuous, had changed into past continuous, was reading. Right? Let us see the second example. He said, comma, inverted comma open, I ate an ice cream yesterday, full stop, inverted comma close. This particular sentence is in direct speech. The words spoken by the speaker are written in inverted commas. Now look at the indirect speech. He said that he had eaten an ice cream the previous day. Again, the same changes we have done. Said is the reporting verb. After the reporting verb, there is a comma. We have removed that comma, and that comma is replaced by the conjunction that. I is a pronoun which is changed into he. We will understand this later on. Then it is in simple past. We have changed the simple past into past perfect, had eaten. Yesterday is a pointer word, so we have changed it yesterday into previous day. Let us see the third sentence now. The coach said, comma, inverted comma open, I am happy to see you all today, full stop, inverted comma close. In indirect speech, the sentence is, the coach said that he was happy to see us all that day. Look at the changes that have taken place in the above sentence. What changes did you notice in the above three examples? First, omission of commas. Second one, use of that after the reporting verb said. Speaker's words can be reported in two ways. Direct speech, exact words of the speaker. So when we narrate the exact words of the speaker, it is direct speech. Example, Reena said to Rima, I am very happy today. Indirect speech, what the speaker has said without using the exact words, when we narrate it, it becomes indirect speech. So Reena told Rima that she was very happy that day. We now come to the most important aspect in indirect speech, that is how different kinds of sentences. We have already learned different kinds of sentences, that is you have learned these different kinds of sentences either in 5th standard, 6th standard or 7th standard, that is those 5 different kinds of sentences. So we are going to study each kind of sentence individually, how they can be changed into indirect speech if the sentences are in that particular kind of statement. So the first type of sentence is assertive or declarative sentences, that is statements. The rule number 1 which we have to follow in this particular kind of sentence. What is the rule number 1? If the reporting verb in the direct speech is in simple present or in simple future, then the tense of the sentence does not change. Okay, the reporting verbs are highlighted so that it's easy for you to understand. Okay, the first example, he says, comma, inverted comma open, I am lazy. Says is the reporting verb, it is in simple present. The indirect speech is, he says that he is lazy. Can you see, we have not changed the tense of the sentence. Why? Because the reporting verb is in simple present. Fine, we have used the conjunction that, we have changed the pronoun I into he. Fine, but we have not changed the tense. M is in simple present, is also in simple present. Let us look at the second example. He will say, comma, inverted comma open, I have not done my homework, inverted comma close. He will say that he has not done his homework. Now will say is the reporting verb which is in simple future, and as per the rule we are not supposed to change the tense of the sentence if the reporting verb is in simple present or simple future. Hence in the above two examples we have not changed the tense of the sentence. That is the rule number 1 in assertive declarative sentences. Before we proceed, I would like to tell you these rules I have made these rules so that it is better for you to understand. Fine, in your grammar books the rules are different. There are only 4 rules in grammar book, but in order to make this chapter very friendly and easy, I have created this small rule so that you remember these rules well. Now we come to the second rule. If the direct speech expresses the universal truth, fact or habitual action, the tense of the verb in indirect speech is not changed even though the reporting verb is in the past tense. Fine, let us look at these 3 examples. The first example, the teacher said. Said is a reporting verb, and what is the statement? The sun rises in the east. It is a universal truth, it is a fact. Okay, the indirect speech, what is going to be the indirect speech? The teacher said that the sun rises in the east. Have we changed the sentence? No. Why? Because it is a universal fact, we cannot change the tense of the sentence. Look at the second example. He said, comma, inverted comma open, I go for a walk every day, full stop, inverted comma close. Now this particular sentence talks about habitual action or routine. Okay, so what did we do? We did not change the tense of the sentence. We wrote the sentence as it is. We just changed the pronoun in this sentence. So he said that he goes for a walk every day. Let us look at the third sentence, third example. The teacher said, comma, inverted comma, open, water boils at 100 degrees centigrade, full stop, inverted comma, close. Now this is a fact, a scientific fact. It is a scientific truth. The teacher said that water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. So what did we observe in the above three examples? Even though the reporting verb is in the past tense, we have not changed the tense of the sentence because these sentences are either talking about universal truth, fact, or habitual action. Let us now see rule number 3. Reporting verbs say or says, will say or said remains unchanged as shown above in rule number 1 and 2. But says to becomes tells, will say to becomes will tell, said to changes to told. Okay, so you have to follow the changes accordingly. Okay, so let us see these three examples. First example, Ram says to Sham. Says is in simple present, and as per the rule of indirect speech, whenever the reporting verb is in present tense or simple future, we do not change the tense of the sentence. So Ram says to Sham, comma, inverted comma, open, I don't know the answer to this question. This is in direct speech. Now let us see the change in reported speech, that is indirect speech. Ram tells Sham that he does not know the answer to that question. So what have we done? We have changed says to tells. Okay, let us see the second example. Rita will say to Sita. Will say is the reporting verb. It is in simple future. So Rita will say to Sita, comma, inverted comma, open, I will not come to school, full stop, inverted comma, close. Rita will tell to Sita. Now here we have used will tell. Will say had changed into will say to Sita that she will not come to school. We have not changed the tense of the sentence. Let us look at the third sentence. Hari said to Shri. Said to is a reporting verb. Comma, inverted comma, open, I wrote a poem. Hari told Shri that he had written a poem. Now here said is in past tense. So what did we do? As it is in past tense, we change the tense of the sentence, and said to we have changed it into told. Let us see the rule number 4, that is changes of personal pronouns and possessive adjectives according to Sun formula. Okay, first person subject, that is S, second person object, that is O, and third person there is no change, that is N. So SON. Fine, Sun formula. We continue with the rule number 4. We are going to see the example. First example, the pronouns of first person, I, me, my, we, our, us, in the reported speech change according to the subject of the reporting verb. Let us see the example and let us understand what is the subject. Now again you will remember the topic sentences, because here sentences play a very important role. The boy said. So what is the subject here? The boy. And what is followed after boy is the reporting verb. So the boy is the subject here. The boy said, comma, inverted comma, open, I am a student. The boy said that he was a student. So the boy is a masculine gender. So we have used the pronoun appropriate for that gender, that is he. Let us look at the second example. He said, comma, inverted comma, open, my pen is lost, full stop, inverted comma, close. He said that his pen was lost. Again, what have we done? We have taken the subject of the reporting verb, which is again masculine, and hence we have changed my into his, because his is the masculine gender for he. We continue with rule number 4 with the second example. That is, we have seen the first example which was related to S, that is subject. We are going to follow the formula SON. So we saw S, now we will see O, that is object. The pronouns of the second person, you, your, change according to the object of the reporting verb. Now let us see what is this object. I said to him. I is the subject, him is the object. Said to whom? Him. Okay, so we are going to now see the object. You are a nice boy. I told him that he was a nice boy. Now him is a masculine gender and hence we began the sentence with he, which is again a masculine gender. Let us see second example. I said to the boys, it's plural, you should do your duty. I told the boys that they should do their duty. Now what have we done? We have used the pronoun they, which is appropriate for the object, which is in plural form. We continue with rule number 4 and now we come to N, S-O-N-N, no change. Okay, so the pronouns of the third person and all nouns in the reported speech remain unchanged. Let us see. She said, comma, inverted comma, open, she is writing a novel. Now she is a third person. Fine. Now look at the indirect speech. She said that she was writing a novel. As the third person is used in the sentence, we have not changed the third person. That is no change. Second example, he said, comma, inverted comma, open, he cooked dinner. In indirect speech, he said that he cooked dinner. I hope this concept of SON is clear to you. We come to the next rule, that is rule number 5. What we are going to see here is change of words showing nearness, that is adverb of place. Certain words expressing nearness in place or time are changed into words of distance in the indirect speech. Let us see some example. Here becomes there, this becomes that, these becomes those, now becomes then, thus becomes so, hence becomes thence, ago becomes before, and come becomes go. Let us see the example. The first example, the teacher said, comma, inverted comma, open, I am busy now. Now is the time. Okay, now, so what we have written, the teacher said that she was busy then. Now had changed into then. He said, comma, inverted comma, open, I want to read this book. Now this is the this book. Which book? This book. He said that he wanted to read that book. So this had changed into that in the reported speech. We continue with the rule number 5, that is we are going to see change of words showing nearness, adverb of time. Certain words expressing nearness in time are changed into words of distance in the indirect speech. Let us see. Today becomes that day, tomorrow becomes the next day becomes the following day, yesterday becomes the previous day or the day before, last night becomes the previous night or the night before, last week becomes the previous week. Let us see two examples. First example, he said, comma, inverted comma, open, it may rain tomorrow. He said that it might rain the next day. Second example, he said, comma, inverted comma, open, last night I met a fool. He said that he had met a fool the previous night. Let us see the next rule, rule number 6. This is very, very important. It is dealing with your tenses. Okay, so let us see the changes. If the sentence, that is, if the sentence in direct speech is written in simple present, it will change into simple past in indirect speech. Let us see one example. First example, he said, comma, inverted comma, open, I am ruined. In reported speech, the sentence changes into he said that he was ruined. So the sentence in direct speech was in simple present. We change it into simple past as per the rules of indirect speech. We continue with rule number 6 again. Now we will see the change from present continuous to past continuous. Example, she said, comma, inverted comma, open, I am writing a novel these days, full stop, inverted comma, close. She said that she was writing a novel those days. So am writing is in present continuous. We have changed it into past continuous, and of course we have done the changes according to the rules and regulations. That is, we have changed the pronoun according to the rules and regulations. We have changed the words of showing nearness according to the changes prescribed. We continue with rule number 6. Now we are going to see present perfect tense. Present perfect tense changes into past perfect. Let us see this example. James said, comma, inverted comma, open, I have seen this movie. Have seen is in present perfect. Now in indirect speech, James said that he had seen that movie. So present perfect have seen had changed into past perfect had seen. We continue with rule number 6 again because we are dealing with changes in tenses. We come to the fourth tense, that is present perfect continuous. It changes into past perfect continuous. Let us look at the sentence. Rani said, comma, inverted comma, open, I have been working since morning. Rani said that she had been working since morning. So have been working is in present perfect continuous. We have changed it into past perfect continuous. Let us continue with rule number 6. Now we are going to see simple past. Simple past changes into past perfect. Example, he said, comma, inverted comma, open, I watched a movie yesterday. He said that he had watched a movie the previous day. So what did we do? We changed watched into had watched. Watched is in simple past. We change it into past perfect. We continue with the next tense. Again, rule number 6. Okay, past perfect. Whenever we use past perfect in the speech, it doesn't change in indirect speech. Let us see the example. He said, I had watched a movie. He said that he had watched a movie. Fine. So we do not do any changes if the verb is in past perfect. We continue with the tenses. Now we come to the next tense, that is past continuous tense. It changes into past perfect continuous. She said, I was reading a novel when he called. She said that she had been reading a novel when he called. So past continuous was reading had changed into past perfect continuous. Now we have the future tense, but there is no changes in future tense as we will be dealing with the modals. Okay, so next slide we'll learn about how to change the modals. We continue with rule number 6, and here this is the last slide in changing tenses, and here we are going to see how auxiliary verbs change. Okay, so look at the verbs. May, can, play changes into might, could play. Shall, will play changes into would play. Do, does play changes into did play, and played changes into had played. Let us now remember whatever we have learned so far. Fine. This particular is the gist of whatever we have learned. So let us begin. Reported speech is written in inverted commas and should begin with a capital letter. Second point, no commas or inverted commas are used in indirect speech. Third point, reported speech takes that or some other conjunction to form a noun clause. Fourth one, tenses or pronouns or words showing nearness of time and position are changed. Fifth one, if the reporting verb is in simple present or simple future, the tense of the sentence does not change. The sixth one, even if the reporting verb is in the past tense but the sentence talks about routine or habitual actions, facts, universal truths, proverbs and quotations, the tense of the sentence does not change. So if you read this, if you understand this, you will understand the reported speech really well. Now let us come to the second kind of sentence, interrogative sentence. We have seen earlier the assertive sentence. Now we are going to see interrogatives. This is a second kind of sentence. Let us see the rule 1. The reporting verb said to is usually changed into asked because it is a question. We can also use other verbs like inquired or questioned. The question mark is changed into a full stop because the word order in the direct question is changed into a statement in indirect speech. So this is very, very important. Whenever a question is asked in direct speech and when we are narrating it in or when we are reporting it in indirect speech, it becomes a statement. It doesn't remain a question. Let us look at examples, two examples. First one, he said to me, comma, inverted comma open, do you know the way? Question mark, inverted comma close. He asked me if I knew the way. Now, interrogative sentences are questions. That is, we ask a question. We never say a question. So, in the reporting verb, in the indirect speech should be according to that. Fine. Let us see the second example. The teacher said to me, question, comma, inverted comma open, what are you doing? Question mark, inverted comma close. The teacher asked me what I was doing. So what did we do? The interrogative sentences changed into a statement in indirect speech. Very, very important. Let us now understand rule number 2 from interrogative sentences. Comma after the reporting verb is removed. In place of comma, the conjunction if or whether is used in yes or no questions. Questions beginning with auxiliary verbs in the indirect speech. In my video on sentences, I have mentioned the different kinds of, two kinds of sentences which are there in interrogative. One's beginning with auxiliary verbs, the others beginning with WH type. Okay, now we are going to see the first kind of sentences, that is which are auxiliary verbs which answers the question into yes or no. Let us see the change in order. The first example, auxiliary verb, that is AV plus subject, that is S, plus main verb, that is MV. They change in indirect speech as subject comes first, followed by the auxiliary verb and then by the main verb. Now let us see the sentence. He said to me, comma, inverted comma open, can you speak French? Question mark, inverted comma close. Now can is an auxiliary verb followed by the subject and then followed by the main verb. Main verb is speak. Now see the change. He asked me if I could speak French. So what has come first? Subject has come first, followed by the auxiliary verb and then the main verb. What else did we observe in this? Interrogative sentences changes into a statement as we are narrating or we are reporting a direct speech into indirect speech. Let us see another example. This example also is based on auxiliary verb. Okay, the example is, the sentence is, he said to us, comma, inverted comma open, are you going away today? Question mark, inverted comma close. Are is the auxiliary verb, you is the subject, going, that is go, is the main verb. Now let us see how we have changed it into indirect speech. He asked us if we were going away that day. So what has happened here? The subject has come first, followed by the auxiliary verb and then the main verb. This interchange of sentences is very, very important. Let us now see rule number 3. Comma after the reporting verb is removed, but in WH questions no conjunction is used before the question word. What is this question word? The one beginning with WH type. First example, verb plus subject becomes subject plus verb. The first example, he said to her, comma, inverted comma open, how is your mother? Here is the verb, your mother is the subject. So what is there first? Verb is there followed by subject as it is a question. Let us see what happens in indirect speech. He asked her how her mother was. Now what did we do? We took the subject plus first, that is her is the subject, mother is again the subject, that is her mother is the subject and was is the verb. So what did we do? We took the subject plus followed by the verb. Let us look at the second example. Anil said to me, comma, inverted comma open, when will you return? Now here will is the verb, you is the subject. Now how it is changed in indirect speech? Ali asked me when I would return. So what has happened here? There is an interchange. The subject has come first followed by the verb. Now let us revise whatever we learned while interchanging interrogative sentences into statements. Okay, so first point, reported speech is written in inverted commas and should begin with a capital letter. This is applicable to all kinds of sentences. Second one, no commas or inverted commas are used in indirect speech. Again, this is applicable for all kinds of sentences. Third one, the reporting verb said to is usually changed into asked because it is a question. We can also use other verbs like inquired or questioned. The question mark is changed into full stop because the word order in the direct question is changed into a statement in indirect speech. This is very, very important. Fourth one, comma after the reporting verb is removed. In place of comma, the conjunction if or whether is used in yes or no questions. That is questions beginning with auxiliary verbs in the indirect speech. Comma after the reporting verb is removed, but in WH questions, no conjunction is used before the question word. And last, pronouns and tenses of the verb are changed in the same way as in the statements. Now let us come to the third kind of sentence. So up till now we have seen the assertive or declarative sentences, then we saw the interrogative sentences. Now let us see the imperative sentences, how the sentence order has to be changed. Okay, let us see imperative. Rule number 1. The reporting verb said to is usually changed into asked or told in the sense of ordered. We can also use other verbs such as commanded, ordered, instructed, advised, requested for request, want and begged, etc. depending on the context. Pronouns and tense of the verb are changed in the same way as in the statements. As all of you know, that imperative sentences talks about advices, suggestions, request, threats, commands, all these things. Okay, now let us see the first example. He said to me, comma, inverted comma, open, give me your pencil, full stop, inverted comma, close. He asked me to give him a pencil. Look at the change. Okay, so imperative sentences here wherein there is no subject mentioned, give me your pencil. The sentence begins with a verb give. Okay, so imperative sentences, the subject is implied, it is not mentioned. Let us now see rule number 2 of imperative sentences. The comma after the reporting verb is replaced by to. The next word after to is the verb. So make a note, to plus verb is called as infinitive verb. We should not use past tense after to, only a root verb. Root verb in the sense the base form of the verb is used after to. So we do not change the tense of the verb while changing orders or requests into indirect speech. Let us see example. The teacher said to Meena, comma, inverted comma, open, study your daily lessons, full stop, inverted comma, close. The teacher told Meena to study her daily lessons. So look at the word to study. So what have we done? We have used the infinitive verb. Rule number 3 for imperative sentences. The negative imperative sentences are turned into indirect speech by dropping do and using not before to. Let us see the example. Mother said to the children, comma, inverted comma, open, don't play in the rain, full stop, inverted comma, close. Mother told the children not to play in the rain. Let us now proceed to rule number 4 of imperative sentence. We use the word let to express a proposal or suggestion in the direct speech. In the indirect speech, we change the reporting verb into proposed or suggested and use should. Let us see the example. I said to them, comma, inverted comma open, let us have breakfast, full stop, inverted comma close. I proposed or suggested to them that we should have breakfast. So what did we do? We changed said to into proposed or suggested, and in the sentence we use should. Please make a note. Sometimes let does not express a proposal, then the reporting verb should be changed into requested. Let us see this example. He said to her, comma, inverted comma open, let me do my work, full stop, inverted comma close. He requested her to let him do his work. We come to the last kind of sentences. Okay, what we have done is we have taken both the sentences, optative and exclamatory sentences together, as both the sentences end with an exclamation mark. Of course, the definition of both differs. Optative sentences talk about a wish or a prayer, whereas exclamatory sentences expresses sudden feelings. Okay, so let us see rule number 1. The reporting verb is changed into some such verb or expression such as wish, exclaim, bless, pray, declare, confess, disapprove, bid, etc. Now let us see 3 examples here. Okay, first example, what a terrible storm it is. Okay, so there is an exclamation mark because it's an exclamatory sentence. He said, he exclaimed. As the sentence is an exclamatory sentence, what did we do? We are using the verb exclaimed here. He exclaimed that it was a terrible storm. Let us see the next one. He said, goodbye friends. He bade goodbye to his friends. Now, what is this verb that you have used? Here is bade, to say goodbye. Okay. Third one, he said, God save the king. Now, what is it? It's a prayer. So, he prayed God might save the king. Let us see rule number 2. Interjections and interjectional phrases are removed and a new word or phrase is used in the principal clause to express the meaning of the interjectional phrase. Let us see 2 examples. She said, what a beautiful scene. She exclaimed that it was a beautiful scene. Look at the change. The exclamatory sentence becomes a statement in indirect speech. Next one. We said, comma, inverted comma open, alas, we have lost the match. We exclaimed with sorrow that we had lost the match. Now we have used the definition for the word interjectional phrase alas. Alas means sorrow. So what did we do? As it's an exclamatory sentence, we have used the verb exclaimed and we have used the meaning of the word alas, which is sorrow. So we exclaimed with sorrow that we had lost the match. Let us now see rule number 3. This is the last slide of this particular video and also the last slide of optative and exclamatory sentences. Let us see. The exclamatory form is changed into assertive form and full stop is used in place of the exclamation mark. Some exclamatory expressions and the meanings are as follows. So the words interjectional phrases, for what purpose they are used, the meaning of those interjectional phrases is given below. Hurrah, ha means joy. What? Oh is surprised. Bravo, heave is approval. Alas, it's grief, sorrow or pain. Hark, hush, lo, behold, it means attention. Posh, phew, foo means contempt. Contempt is hatred. Let us see 2 examples. He said, comma, inverted comma open, bravo, you have done well. The indirect speeches, he applauded him saying that he had done well. Next one, he said, hurrah, my friend has passed. He exclaimed with delight that his friend had passed. So, This was a reported speech. I hope this particular topic is really very clear to you. If you have doubts, please feel free to comment in the comments.